So now I'm here. It's the next day. I'm sitting on the couch with my dog, and my mind is racing again with anxiety about just a variety of things. Sometimes I think about whether or not Simba might have fleas, whether or not he's getting it all over the bed, does he have parasites, is he eating enough, how will I know if he's eating enough, is he eating too much? Simba doesn't understand my anxieties, but he does help a little bit. Sometimes when I'm anxious about other things like a school project or, lab work or anything like that, it does help to have a doggy to pet, someone to calm you down. And I think it helps because he doesn't have a care in the world, he doesn't know what's going on. He's just living life as a little donkey. So yeah, definitely having a pet or something like that helps when you're having a lot of anxious thoughts. But also in turn, I do have a lot of anxious thoughts about him. So I guess it's kind of a trade-off. Another thing that doesn't mix so well with generalized anxiety, as I have found, is planting plants. So a few weeks ago, I got a gift that was some seeds with some pots in a kit, and the purpose of it was to plant some plants. And as you can see, they're not growing particularly well. I don't know if you can see there. Not particularly well. This one is not too bad, but as you can see, there's a little brown spot in the middle there, so they're not growing great, and this makes me so anxious. It just triggers so many thoughts in my head. Am I watering it too much? Am I not watering it enough? Should I have done this differently? Do they need more sunlight? All these questions are running through my head, and even though it's something not super consequential, like it's just a plant, I still think about this a lot more than it deserves my attention. For example, a few weeks ago in this plant, there was the seed cap was on top of these two leaves here, and I had to think a lot about whether or not I should pull it off. And when I did, it kind of looked like the roots were coming up, and then I was thinking maybe this isn't a great idea because I don't want to be ruining the roots, and maybe they're getting a little too much attention, which is why they're not growing great. Yeah, unless everything is going perfectly with these plants, I will be overthinking them, having a little bit of anxiety. I wouldn't necessarily call this anxiety because I'm not feeling, short of breath or, super anxious about them, but I would call it over worry because, there's no need to be so worried about little plants that don't really have a consequence if they don't happen to survive. But yeah, I guess in someone's mind like mine, it's everything is, overthought. So yeah, that's something that I don't think people talk about a lot, how even plants can trigger overthinking in someone like me.